Do you remember your first day at school when you walked into a room full of strangers? Everyone was smiling, someone cracked a joke, and everyone laughed. People were they were polite, they were careful, they were fake. Fast forward 3 months later, you walk into the same classroom, but now people are arguing about who gets to sit where, who chooses the music during breaks, or who gets to be the class representative. Fast forward again, year 3 now. You walk into the classroom again, but now it feels calm, it feels safe, it feels like home. So, what happened? What changed? Did we all just mature quickly? No, not quite. This journey of maturing is a journey that every human group in all of history has gone through. And that journey is mapped by the American psychologist Will Schutz. In the 1950s, when he was in the Korean War, in the 1950s, when he was studying naval combat units, he was thinking to himself, why does some groups perform brilliantly while others fail, even though they have the same exact training or skills? And he came up with a simple answer: group maturity. And that answer led him to develop the FIRO theory, fundamental interpersonal relational orientation. But just to dumb it down, it's the science of why groups feel awkward, why they feel weird at first. Well, his theory consists of three phases, three inevitable phases that every group has to weather through, three storms that they have to push themselves through. The first phase is called the inclusion phase. That's when you first walk into the class. You were acting, you were performing, everyone was. They were trying to be the friendly classmate, trying to be a easygoing person. But that in itself is a problem because you put aside the real conflicts that can happen because you want to fit in, because you want to protect your fragile belongings, and you always ask yourself, do I want to fit in? Do I want to do I fit in? Do I belong here? And those questions hinder the real work to be done in this phase. And then after that comes the second phase, called the control phase. This is the stage that the real opinions of people start to show themselves. The strong opinions, the conflicting opinions. They they start to argue about seemingly trivial things like who gets to sit where, for example. And if you want to dive deeper, it's not about the seating charts. It's about knowing or trying to find out, do I belong here? Do I fit in? Does my voice count? And that's a problem because many groups do not survive this stage. They think that conflicts mean failure. They think that we're done. But it's not like that. It's how groups mature. It's how they develop. It's how the individuals can become real. And Schutz, he knew this. He knew that the conflict is not a bug. It's a feature. And he knew that the control phase strips the people from their mask, their performance. It's the place that you have to build genuine trust, and and for that to happen, you have to you have to leave your performance, and this phase, this situation forces everyone to claim their role, to voice their opinions. It's some I mean yeah, it's pretty uncomfortable to do that, but it's absolutely necessary. After that comes the third and final phase. It's called the affection phase, or for a better word, the openness phase, because in this phase you are open to each other. If someone's frustrated, they say it. If someone disagrees, they voice it. If someone's made a mistake, it gets fixed like that. But it's not like that no conflicts can happen in this phase. It still happen, but it gets fixed more directly and quickly, because people in this phase have trust in each other, the kind of trust that you find when you have gone through that, when you have weathered storms together. And the magical part in this that is that the energy that was spent on social anxiety before, to answer, do I belong here, do I matter, am I safe, that energy is now spent on doing the real work, the really meaningful work. So, why is this important to know? Well, because all your life you go through these phases again and again. You have to dance this dance of strangers all over again, in university, in sport teams, in meeting other people, as in my case, in my UF company. And it's important to know that when you start that journey and you watch your group move through the inclusion, the control, or the openness phase, just like Scholes predicted, it is important to know that these stages are inevitable, but now you understand it. You don't panic. Yeah. But when you come to the inclusion phase, when the awkwardness arises, you will actually recognize it for what it is. It's a necessary beginning. It's not a permanent state. And in the inclusion phase, when the storm arrives and someone challenges the leader, you don't see it as disrespect. You see it as growth. You see it as the storm before the calm, before the breakthrough. And when you finally reach this final state, when everything just clicks, when the trust is real, when the collaboration flows, this time you actually appreciate it for what it is. You understand it more deeply because you understand the difficult journey it took to get there. So, yeah, one last thing. What I found very interesting is that if someone leaves the group, this process starts again from zero. But if the group is already mature, this process takes a very, very short a time. So that's important to know. And next time when you're meeting new people or starting a group, just remember that you're beginning a journey, that you have to go through these 3 inevitable phases. So yeah, be patient with the awkwardness. Be embraceful with the conflict. Trust the process. So yeah, and that's only because every theme, every meaningful collaboration in human history has gone through this exact journey. So just calm down and be yourself. Thank you.